number 24 we'll start with. It's a very intriguing runner, Valiant King. He's second favourite at the moment in Betfair markets here, and Nick and Trent are pretty keen on him, I think. So we'll start with you, Trent.
Yeah, so he came out here, ran in the cup last year after running the Caulfield Cup as a 3-year-old. Prior to that, probably just hadn't really furnished, hadn't really acclimatised. Come back this prep, he goes 1,500 in a benchmark 100, finishes last, and then just goes into a furnace of the Bart Cummings where they ran very fast time figure and just relishes it, goes to the front and wins by 3. Time figure that day, they especially adjusted for the late strength, as him, really in this. And then it was, probably arguably the Caulfield Cup run was the best Melbourne Cup trial that we've seen, really. He got a long way back there. Had the kind of run through the inside, but just hit the line beautifully and really backed up what he didn't think. I don't think he really necessarily enhanced his reputation all that much, but I think he backed up and said the Bart Cummings run is not a fluke at all. And now you think, he's only third up there, getting to 3,200 metres now, back at Flemington, stays down in the weights. Yeah, he's easy to like.
Top 5 player for you?
Oh, I've got him second favourite in my market and shorter than the current market at Betfair at the moment. So he will be a bet for me at this stage.
There you go. Nick?
Yeah, we're not building the suspense here. He's my top selection. He's going to be my best result.
Stop the show.
Yeah, I'm happy to just talk about him and leave after this. But I have him $6. I think the big improvements come from those blinkers. He just exploded when those went on. The Bart Cummings been a great form reference. He beat the Geelong Cup winner. He beat the Bendigo Cup winner. Then he's unlucky in the Caulfield Cup. Probably not to run second. I don't think he would have won the race, but it's the right sort of profile. And I think he's beat the handicapper. So the form lines out of the Bart Cummings suggest it's a hot race. And then last start out of the Caulfield Cup, he doesn't cop a penalty for running third there. I think he probably should be in on a similar weight to sort of half yours. And he's got 51 kilos, drawn to stalk the key chances. Yeah, I had him $6 and very confident he'll run right up to his best. And even if it is heavy, he does have some credentials on heavy tracks. So he just ticked every box for me. And even last year in the race, he got caught wide on a day. It was a massive advantage to be back towards the inside. So I was happy to forgive his run last year in the Cup and just mark him off what he's done this year in his improved horse, and I think he's going to be hard to beat.
What do you make of the... I want to ask you about the wet track for him. You touched on that. Obviously, soft 6 Caulfield Cup last year. He wasn't great, but he was okay. But what do you make of horses that have tried and attempted a Melbourne Cup? We've got 6 or 7 that were in the race last year. Buckaroo, as Dean mentioned earlier, circled, and they're back up here. He's one of them.
I sort of don't mind it because you get, from a trainer's point of view, if it didn't work, they go, okay, what can we adjust for next year? What can we we can do this better. We can plan this lead-up race. So from that point of view, I think it's probably a positive. In terms of last year's Cup, it was an average race. That's probably the query around the runners this year.
Is it stronger this year than last year?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I
right.
think it's a lot stronger.
Yep.
So that's probably the query with those runners who were down the track. But like we said, it was a biased track and they might not have had their full opportunity.
Yep. Dean, Valiant King.
Yeah, the boys have touched on the positive. I like the horse itself as well. I think it's a terrific chance. It feels somewhat wrong to suggest that it is a winning chance in Melbourne Cup just because of the reputation it has probably last preparation. I'll play devil's advocate with the Caulfield Cup. Saloon Passage, the inside was really hot that day. Got every possible favour running on, but before that was outstanding. I think comparatively to River of Stars, who was playing the start before, but was great in the Caulfield Cup. That's a slight knock, but it'll be a winning bet for me. That's just a price-related thing, trying to figure that out. When do you want to chime in? And I think the cherry on top we haven't spoken about is a barrier too. Probably going to get the best run of the race from gate 10 there. So yeah.
Perfect. There you go. So the boys are pretty bullish on Valiant King, number 24 there. Nico's got that horse on top, and Trent right in the mix there, and an overlay as well.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.